Hi everyone, this is Meteorologist Joel Curtis with your aviation weather issued Sunday, July 23rd and planning for Monday and Tuesday. Starting out with our flying conditions for Monday morning. Some isolated thunderstorms in the morning all across the mainland portion of the state. We also have some IMC conditions off in the Beaufort Sea, Chukchi Sea, and then also out into the Bering Sea, as well as a little bit up into the Yakutat area and a little bit on the Alaska Peninsula and the south side of Kodiak Island. Looking ahead to Monday afternoon, again, some isolated and even scattered thunderstorms over the mainland portion of Alaska. I've tried to put the symbols in where they were most indicated in from our forecast offices. Again, some IFR over the Beaufort Sea, some over the Chukchi Sea, plenty over the Bering Sea, and then it's mostly marginal VFR along the Gulf of Alaska coast, although we see still a little bit of IFR up to the Alaska Peninsula just south of Kodiak Island. And then looking at our flying weather for Tuesday morning, again, thunderstorms even in the morning, widespread across Alaska, some in the isolated category, others in the scattered category, but they should be see and avoid type thunderstorms because of the VFR type flying conditions, and you can pick them out. But if you're in the cell, there's going to be very heavy icing and also turbulence. And then out in the Bering Sea, we have some IMC conditions with marine stratus and fog. Also in the Gulf of Alaska, coming up a little bit to Baranof Island, we've got some IMC conditions, but mostly marginal VFR out over the Gulf. And then finally for Tuesday afternoon, again, more isolated and scattered areas of thunderstorms. Plenty of outflow for these things, but they are wet thunderstorms. We've got still some IMC conditions out over the Beaufort Sea and the Chukchi Sea, as well as the Bering Sea, all along the south end of the Alaska Peninsula, and some up to Kodiak Island and southern Kenai Peninsula, as well as into Prince William Sound, and then just off the coast from southeast. So now let's take a look at our past reports. Every one of these past reports, I'm going to put thunderstorms in there. We've got VFR for Anaktuvik, but thunderstorms all around the pass area. Same for Adigan Pass, thunderstorms, but VFR conditions. And then for Lake Clark and Merrill, I'm expecting that there should be some thunderstorms just to the north of the passes, but stay alert for any buildups that you might see going through those two as well, but VFR conditions. And then for Rainy Pass, VFR with thunderstorms, particularly at the western entrance. And then for Windy Pass, VFR with thunderstorms all around that area. And then for Isabel Pass, VFR with thunderstorms all around that area, as well as Mentassa Pass, thunderstorms widely scattered all around that area. And then Tahitna Pass, VFR, but with thunderstorms. As we get down to Portage Pass, it's VFR. Look for thunderstorms, if any, that will be built up in the mountains to the north. And then for Chilkoot and White Pass, we're going to start out with IFR conditions, but going to VFR in the afternoon. Look for thunderstorm buildups to the north. And then for our freezing levels Monday morning, 120 for 12,000 feet over the eastern mainland portion of the state, 10,000 over the Bering Sea, but it drops down to 8,000 as you get out in the Bering. Also over Haida Gwaii, it drops down to 8,000 associated with that upper low. And then for our icing on Monday, the main area of icing really is flight level 120 to 180. That's out over the Bering Sea, including the Pribilofs and the central and eastern Aleutians. A little bit of considerable moderate. But I want you to pay attention to this note, that there will be considerable moderate icing in the cells that are out there. So please be alert to wherever those buildups are going on. And then for our jet stream, we've got a little bit of northwesterly coming over the Alaska Peninsula. Switches to southerlies as you get over St. Lawrence Island. Not a whole lot wind over the mainland. Some outflow winds up to 70 knots in the jet stream over the northern panhandle. And then when we get to 9,000 foot winds, definitely southerlies over the the western part of the state up to about 40 knots or so. And then when you get out over the Aleutians, it's generally westerlies 40 to 45 knots. You have to get all the way south of the far western Aleutians to get up to 50 knots. And then for our 3,000 foot winds on Monday, we've got 40 knots out over the Aleutians, 30 to 35 knots up through the Bering Strait area, including St. Lawrence Island, but not a whole lot of wind elsewhere except when you get in one of those cells. And then for our turbulence, again, for the mainstay on the turbulence, we're looking for a little bit surface to 4,000 feet over the far western coast, including Norton Sound, and also touching on the Seward Peninsula, as well as the Pribilofs. And then the far western Aleutians, we're also thinking, and the central Aleutians, a little bit of surface to 4,000 feet, isolated moderate. But don't forget about the turbulence in those cells, too. So please avoid those. Do fly safe out there. Thanks for tuning in.